Alright, for this video, I'm going to show you how to draw a nose step by step. And obviously the first thing you want to do is create your grid on both the printout and your drawing paper. And the very first step to drawing the nose, at least for me, is to find out exactly where the nostrils go. And this takes us back to our original techniques using fractions and positive negative space. So it looks like this nose, the nostrils are in this middle bottom square right here. And if I break this down about halfway here, about a quarter of the way, the nostril starts about a quarter of the way up in there, and that square, so it'll start about right here, a little bit above that, and curve around this way. And then this nostril, if this is about halfway, that's about a quarter, that's about halfway, that's about a quarter. It looks like it's about a quarter down from this corner, and a quarter over from that quarter. That's about where it starts. It should start about right there. So the nostrils are just these curved shapes, and depending on the angle of the photograph, they're probably going to change with every single picture you do. So once you find out where these shapes go, then you're going to want to find the sides of the nose. So how far over does this nostril go? How far over does this one go? This one, fortunately, goes right to that intersection of that grid line right there. So we're going to start right below this nostril. We're going to curve it right up to that intersection and slightly around. And then for this part of the nostril, we're going to start slightly below it again, and it looks like it goes a little bit to the right of a quarter of the way over. So there's a quarter, a little bit to the right of that, and we're just going to curve it around just like that. Alright, so now my drawing is almost complete. Obviously you want to figure out where the eyes go and where the curves go, the shadows near the eye. So that's going to be about halfway up this section right here, curved over to about right there. And then same with this one, that shadow comes in about halfway up, maybe a little bit lower, and curves around there. And then one important thing you want to keep in mind is to never draw lines for the bridge of the nose. That's always going to be a shadow. So now that we have the nose drawn out, which isn't a whole lot, now it's time to shade it in. So I always like to start with the darkest areas. So I'm going to use this 5B pencil and shade in the actual nostrils of the nose. And then I see there's a dark shadow underneath this nostril right here, so I'm going to add a little bit of shading there. Maybe a touch over on this side as well. And then I'm going to use my blending tools to actually add some shadows. So I'm going to start with this one here. And in the meantime, you can begin to erase your grid line. And then there's always also a shadow in between the nose and the lips, because there's a little dip in the skin there. So pay attention to how that shadow looks in your actual drawing and try to imitate that. And then for the bridge of the nose, I'm going to use the larger blending tool. And this is just going to be a real subtle shadow coming up to the darker shadow near the eye. So real light shadow coming up like this. And same thing over on this side. And then by these lines here, they're going to be a little bit darker as they curve up near the eye. So those are the basic shadows of this nose. And then we can go in and add some more detail or some darker shadows. I see there's definitely more of a shadow underneath this nostril here. And then there's more of a curve to the nose. So I'm going to add more of a shadow here. And obviously you'd want to erase your grid lines better on your actual drawing, but this is just a practice for your sketchbook. And if you want to add in the eyes if you want to, you're more than welcome to.